Hi guys, Penny Rose Journals, how you doing? Well, here we are back with this sort of scrappy junky journal, and I'm just going to do a bit more work on the pages and make sure we have enough for the entire journal. I think we'll have probably 3 or 4 signatures. Not sure what I decided, but that's what I'm working towards. There'll be about 8 to 10 pages each, so yeah. Anyway, let's get down to making a few more pages. I actually kind of like this envelope just as it is, so I'm not sure I'm going to do a lot to that, so we'll look at something else first. case you're wondering where this piece of paper may have come from, I peeled it off the side of a cardboard box. So, yeah. I cannot be trusted to throw out anything. It was just too cute to throw away. I finally found some more coloured scraps in my scrap drawer. My scrap drawer is running quite low, which is a very good thing, but also a bad thing because it's reducing my choices, mainly to neutrals, which I do enjoy. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't enjoy neutrals, but yeah, this sort of scrappy, junky journal, I had sort of a bit more colourful stuff in mind. So, yeah, who knows? I'll keep on digging and hopefully I can find enough to cover a few more bits. What I have dug out of the bottom is some larger pieces of double-sided scrapbooking paper, which yeah, I'm going to use anyway. It's quite thick, so it's not ideal for this purpose, but it's been sitting there for such a long time and I just really would like to get rid of it, so it's going in. We'll worry about what happens with it because of it, or yeah, whatever, later. It's a problem for another day, hey? this piece of paper was also torn from cardboard. It was that cardboard packaging, and you can see the sort of texture that has been left on the side that I've chosen to leave upwards. Yeah, that was all the sort of ribbing or honeycomb or whatever you want to call it that was on the inside. So yeah, again, don't be throwing away anything. Right, well, here we have 3 signatures of 10 pages each. Quite substantial little signatures, quite stiff. And we have our cover that we've worked on previously, and that's all ready to go. So, yeah, there's not much left to do unless we want to build another signature, or I decide to make questionable decisions. Yeah. Yeah. Watch this space for questionable decisions, because there's gonna be a few coming up that I may regret. But hey, it was all part of the process, and I chose to not abandon this project once it started to go downhill in a big way. So yeah, I will bring you along for the ride, and you will see what I do. That is such a bad idea. and how I make it into something that I am ultimately very happy with. So yeah, watch this space, guys. It's about to get interesting. And here we go. First of all, I decide that I am going to take a card and spread white acrylic paint over everything, just very thinly, just to pull everything together. Not a shocking idea and nothing that other people have not done. Yeah, nothing new about this, but questionable decision number one, considering, you know, these pages were looking fine the way they were, but, you know, you gotta experiment and you gotta follow your nose, so here I am doing that. So I am going to do every single page out of every single signature like this. So I will show you a couple and then I will skip to the end and we'll see what next questionable decision comes along. Alright, it's done. They are sorted. They have had stuff scraped on them back and front, and they're stuck a little bit, but that's really not an issue. I don't mind, it just makes them look a bit more scrappy in my opinion. So anyway, this is what we have. We have papers that are basically neutral again, because they've had white paint scraped over them. So yeah, anyway, I guess it's time for questionable decision number 2, because, you know, it wouldn't be questionable decision day if I hadn't done it more than once, would it? And here is a spray bottle full of coffee. For those of you who have done this sort of thing before, you can probably see what's coming up next. I am going to spray all these with coffee, and then I am going to stack them all up and let them dry. So yeah, that in itself, not a major issue. People have done it before, I've done it before. The issue arises here where well, for starters, these pages have been glued together with glue stick, and I'm making them damp, which, you know, if I laid them out all nicely so that they dried quickly, would not be an issue. However, I failed to do that. I get distracted by life in general once they're all sprayed, and instead of spreading them out and letting them dry, I leave them in a big stack so that they can sit and marinate together. Bad idea. So, yes, they end up looking quite interesting. I like the look of them. I'm very pleased with them. But unfortunately, when I go to pick them up and see how they're doing, I realise I've just got one big, massive, tacky pile of sticky paper that's partially dry and all stuck to each other. So have you ever done something and then you just sit there and feel like banging your head against the desk, like you're just, why would you do that? Why? yeah, anyway, that's what I did. So, okay, pro tip number 1, don't do that. If you want to glue pages together, all very well. If you want to spray them with coffee after that as well, you can do it. Just allow them to dry quickly, separated from each other in an environment where they will dry fast. Do not leave them in a big stack and just walk away and get on with life in general. It's not a good idea. Not a good idea at all. But anyway, I will leave you to watch me make my absolute disastrous decisions, and I will show you some of the results as I desperately try to pry them apart, and then we'll work on making them into something actually usable again at the end of the day, after all the work that we put into them in the beginning. I refuse to throw them out. So come along for the journey. Enjoy. Watch me do it so you don't have to. Here we are, some hours later, being very upset with ourselves. And these are our papers. I actually like the look of them, but they are so stuck to each other. I have managed to get most of the stack apart at this point, and I thought, oh, I really need to turn on the camera so you don't miss this, because this is important stuff. Don't think that when you've been crafting for a long time and you've been doing it on camera for a long time that you don't do massively ridiculous things and mess everything up, because you do. We just tend to edit them out. Today I'm not editing anything out. Well, I am. I'm editing lots out, but I'm leaving in the mistakes so you can see what I've done. Because yeah, it's a mess, and I don't want you to have to do it, because it's kind of disheartening, to be honest. But I am determined. If nothing else, I am always determined that I am going to salvage anything that I have tried to do and hasn't worked, because, well, it's all part of the process. So yes, first of all, I am peeling these apart and stacking them separately to finish drying. And then once they are dry, we will come back and survey the damage and fix it. So they are beautiful again, and we can continue building a book. All right, next day, and I have finished berating myself, and here we are having a look at the damage that I've done and trying to work out what we're going to do about that. So the ever ready glue stick will come back out and help me re-adhere a lot of things, and anything that I feel like needs a little bit of extra help is going to get a bit more collage, because, you know, adding collage on collage is always a nice way to layer things anyway. And this now has acrylic paint on it, it now has coffee on it, and a bit of new bright collage that hasn't got any of those things will be a bit eye-catching and an interesting addition. So yes, there are a lot of pages to get through, and I will be doing every single one of them again. But in the end, I do end up with something that I'm very happy with. You will be pleased to know. So nothing in junk journaling is a complete disaster. It just feels like it at the time. So yeah, keep going. Keep following your nose. There is a way. This is actually a Bible page that I decorated way back. I did do a video on it, so that is available if you're interested in how. I'm essentially using it like washi tape. I'm just pulling off little strips of it and using it to stick things down. which makes me think maybe I should get some washi tape and do the same thing. So I will also introduce some washi tape because, well, I have a bunch of it and I don't use it very often, and why not? So that comes out, and we will start sticking that all over the place as well, just to give a few things a bit more of a hand to stay down now that I've managed to, peel everything up. Okay, so I haven't finished beating myself up about it, but I'm getting there. In the end, I won't mind anymore. I swear. Here I decided to pull out a little ink and see if I can pick up some of those torn sections with some ink, and that of course makes me think, why don't I pull out some stencils and further blend all this together with a few stencils. So let's add that to the mix as well and see what we end up with. As you can see here, I decided to get quite bold with my choice of colours, and yeah, I have pulled some of my ink dyed book pages out of my filing cabinet, and we are going to start throwing some of that around and really brighten things up. So it's becoming more and more interesting by the minute. As you can see, all these ones that are not particularly damaged have still bulked up quite a bit. They're very wrinkly, and yeah, they definitely don't sit flat in any way, shape or form anymore. So once I have finished here, sorting out any damage that I see fit to fix, I will place them all under a heavy load overnight just to flatten them out again a bit, else our book is going to be a circle. So we will get them flattened out quite considerably and get our book together very shortly. But yeah, in the meantime, I have a lot of pages to do, so I will probably skip most of this because basically you've seen what I'm doing. I'm repairing. I'm using washi tape. I'm using strips of just papers that I have handy, and I'm gluing them over any daggy bits that are sticking up, and doing my best to glue things down, otherwise. So it's just a case of repairing each page so that it is a actual page again, doing a bit of stenciling on each one, and then we'll flatten them out and get moving on making our book next time, I think. because this video is getting quite long. All my disasters are stacking up. All right, guys, I am actually going to, like I say, cut a lot of this out. So I will say goodbye to you now. It's been lovely having you here. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what really happens here. Trust me, this does not happen every day, but when it does happen, it's pretty spectacular. So I couldn't let you miss out on it. So I hope it's been helpful seeing me mess up and, helping everybody to realise that, none of us are infallible. Just because we do this every day doesn't mean, we don't do dumb things sometimes and mess up. So it's just a case of persevering and fixing your mistakes. So it's all part of the fun, isn't it? Well, sometimes it's not so much fun, but in the end, I'm happy. And whether or not you agree, whether or not you find this in any way, shape or form attractive after I've destroyed it and put it back together, you can at least appreciate the fact that I tried and I was willing to share. So all right, guys, I appreciate you putting up with me and my mess, and I will hopefully see you again next time. Have yourselves a great day. Bye.